Today, we are going inside your own body to meet these incredible microscopic super teams that are working right now around the clock just to keep you going.
I mean, seriously, think about it for a second. You get a little paper cut, it's annoying, and then a few days later, it's just gone, like it was never there. How in the world does your body pull off that little magic trick?
Well, it's not magic, not at all. It's actually the work of two super specialized, totally coordinated crews. You've got a construction crew that builds and repairs you, and you've got a security detail that defends you from anything trying to break in. Okay, let's meet them. First up is the construction crew. Their official scientific name is mitosis, and their job is basically to build you from the ground up and handle all the day-to-day maintenance and repairs.
So the main tool this crew uses is something called cell division. It's this fundamental biological process where one cell splits to become two. This is it. This is how you grow taller, how your skin is constantly renewing itself, and exactly how that paper cut gets all patched up.
Now, your body is actually running two different kinds of construction projects at the same time. The one we're talking about, mitosis, is like the cloning crew. It works on all your regular body cells to make perfect, identical copies for growth and repair. But then there's this other team, meiosis. Think of them as the special projects team. They work only on reproductive cells to create genetically different cells, the ones needed for making new life.
For what we're talking about today, though, for everything that keeps you going from fixing a cut to just living and breathing, the cloning crew, mitosis, is the absolute star of the show. It's happening in your body billions of times right now. So how does it work? Well, it follows this really elegant four-step plan. Biologists have a little acronym for it, PMAT. First, the cell prepares by copying its genetic blueprints. Then, all those blueprints align, right down the middle. Next, identical copies separate and get pulled to opposite sides of the cell. And finally, the cell splits to finish the job. And boom, you have two perfect new identical cells. It's that simple, and it's happening constantly.
This process sounds perfect, right? A well-oiled machine. But it relies on being perfectly organized and following very strict rules. So, what happens when that system breaks? See, your body has all these built-in checkpoints and stop signals to make sure cells only divide when they're supposed to. But what if a cell just goes rogue? What if it starts ignoring the stop signs and just keeps dividing over and over and over again? Well, that right there, that is the definition of cancer. It's what happens when those critical checkpoints fail and cell division just spins completely out of control. It's like the construction crew suddenly throws away the blueprints and just starts building endlessly. And this out-of-control, runaway building project creates a mass of cells that we call a tumor. It's a really powerful and often dangerous consequence of this incredible, life-giving process going haywire.
All right, so that's the construction crew. But building is only half the battle, right? You also need a top-notch security detail. So let's meet your body's elite defense force.
These are your white blood cells, scientifically known as leukocytes. While mitosis is busy building and repairing everything, this team is on constant patrol, flowing through your bloodstream, always looking for trouble. And just to give you an idea of the sheer scale of this security force, get this. In a single tiny drop of your blood, we're talking 1 cubic millimeter, you have between 4 and 11,000 of these security guards on duty. That is an unbelievable level of protection. Now, this security detail isn't just one big mob. Nope. It's made up of different specialists. And two groups in particular make up almost the entire team. You've got your neutrophils and your lymphocytes. So let's meet your top agents. Neutrophils, they're your first responders. They are the most common type, making up more than half the team, and they are the first to race to the scene of a bacterial infection. Then you have the lymphocytes. These guys are the intelligence unit. They handle viruses, and here's the really cool part. They remember. They create memory cells, which is the whole basis for immunity. The next time that same virus shows up, the intel unit recognizes it instantly and takes it out, often before you even feel sick. Okay, so we've got these two amazing teams working around the clock. But how do we ever know what they're doing? How can we get a status report on what's going on inside? Well, it turns out there's a surprisingly simple way to check in on the battle within. You know that routine blood test you get at a checkup? Specifically, a white blood cell count. Well, you can think of that as getting a daily security report. Just by counting the different types of guards on duty,
doctors can get a really clear picture of what kind of fight your body might be in.
And decoding that report is amazingly straightforward. If your doctor sees a big spike in your neutrophil count, those first responders, that's a really strong clue that you're fighting off a bacterial infection. But if it's the lymphocytes, the intelligence unit, that are high in number, that almost always points to your body fighting a virus. It's just an incredibly elegant way to see what's going on.
So when you step back and think about it all, from healing a tiny cut to fighting off a cold, you have these two incredible teams, the builders and the defenders, working in this silent, perfect harmony, every second of every day. Every single day, these teams inside you perform trillions of flawless operations just to keep you going. It really leaves you with one final thought. With a body this incredible, this resilient, built and protected by these microscopic super teams, what will you do with it?